Welcome to Yon Broadcast. I believe we're on the air, my friend.
All right. Well, welcome.
Mm-hmm.
Here,
Oh man, taffy is super sticky. Yep, there it is. I can hear it. Let me mute this bullshit. Hold on.
Got right into the cursing.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We're trying to fool the parents so that the kids can listen. You're supposed to wait 5 minutes, and the parents tune out, and then we can cuss up a storm.
No, I want to be real honest about it.
Yeah, just get the F words right out.
It was an accident, and I didn't say the F word. Technically, we're still PG. We're still PG-13.
Yeah, I heard you can do F word once every 2 hours or something like that.
A typical movie you can do it once. I don't know what the actual rule is.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah, and I mean, geez, the kids these days, they really, I'm just joking. The things they say. Kids these days.
Welcome to another episode of this show that we do.
The show that we do.
Yeah, man. What's new in your life?
Let's see. Well, you know that I joined a podcast that we started.
Interesting.
Yeah, so it's about The Black Company, which is a fantasy series by Glenn Cook.
Who?
And Glenn Cook, he's a writer, a novelist.
Yeah.
This book that we're reading is what did you say it was his 10th novel?
I believe so, yeah.
So he's pretty prolific, and I'm assuming he's still alive, right?
Yes, he's aging. He was born in 44, so he's like 75 now.
Yeah. Well, that's plenty of time to keep going.
I mean, he could be writing until he's 90. I don't know.
Yeah.
And he has written a lot of books. But anyway, that's what's new for both of us, actually.
That is what's new for both of us. For me, just just running the store. We've enacted a few things. We've been buying more materials from the public, and it got out, and there's been a lot of people coming in, so that's been great.
Wait a minute, how did it get out, Uel?
Well, so Eugene, who has been drawing on some of our episodes, he's here today. Yep. He often will be the mastermind behind all our crazy little signs that are in the store. And recently I Instagrammed a couple of pictures that he made up about us buying merchandise from people. Mm-hmm. And they've gotten good responses. A lot of people liked it. A lot of people saw it. And people have told us that even from that they found out that we were, buying stuff.
Well, how did it get out that you weren't buying stuff?
I don't think it wasn't ever anything like that. I have people that every day probably ask me whether or not we buy comics, obviously.
Do you remember a couple of years, well, it was many years ago now, there was a little war between Coca-Cola and Pepsi, an advertising war?
Mm-hmm.
You remember that?
Yeah, sure.
You know why that happened?
Because one wanted to rise above the other?
Uh-huh. Because Coke found out that if they didn't advertise, nobody drank Coke.
Yeah.
That's why. And if you don't advertise that you do a certain thing, then you don't do it. People will assume. And I'm guessing that they've come to you before and they've been like, hey, man, you buy comics? And be like, no, get the hell out of here. You're trash comics.
Well, that's not true.
I bet you it's happened. I've met your employees.
Please.
We're
the best disposition you'll ever find in a comic store.
That may be true, but that is not saying much for dispositions. Am I right? I think I'm right.
Or at least comic book stores.
I've been in some comic book stores where they have been just downright mean-spirited. And then I've been in some that are real friendly. And y'all are nice and in the middle. Like the average American.
Well, yeah. I mean, we all have our bad days, obviously.
You do.
Well,
do. We all do.
When I would meet somebody outside of Comic Relief when I worked there, and someone said, "Oh, I met you at Comic Relief," the first thing I'd say was I nice to you?
Yeah.
Because I'm sorry if I wasn't. No, you were great. I never found anybody outside of work where I was mean to them. Thankfully.
Yeah, well.
So look at this.
I don't know what that is.
That's a Hello Kitty.
Okay.
A little blind box action.
Little Hello Kitty. Show it up a little closer with maybe against a white background so we can see it.
I don't know what to say about the white background.
Oh, it's clear. It's a clear item. Okay. A board, like a comic book board.
Yeah, that would be something I'll do next time.
Oh man.
We're learning. It's all right.
I can see boards right there.
No, you can't.
Oh, really? What's that stack of white crap by the dog leash?
That's paper. It's got sensitive information on that.
Oh, right.
Well, it might. I don't know what it is.
Hello Kitty.
Hello Kitty.
That's a jam jar? Is that what that is?
Yeah.
With a banjo?
Yeah, it looks like a ladle. Maybe
oh, yeah.
Maybe, some sort of spoon.
Yeah, it's a jam spoon. Yeah, I know exactly what's going on here.
It makes me want Smuckers.
I'm really interested in breakfast right now. Suddenly, toast and jam, maybe a scone. Oh yeah,
I'd like to say a scone.
I don't know how you're supposed to say it.
Oh, I always thought it was a long O.
I think it's a scone.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's cool. So there's some Hello Kitty nonsense that you got in a blind box, and then there's a Pez dispenser, which isn't a real Pez dispenser, is it?
No, it is. It says Pez on it.
Yeah, whatever. It's made by
Cable Funko style.
I wouldn't know. I'd look at that and I'd be like, okay, some dude with calico eyes, whatever.
Jeez. He's got a receding hairline. This is the way Cable's supposed to be. Look at the glowing eye. You can tell.
I have a receding hairline. That is a full head of white hair.
No. Look at that widow's peak he's got going.
Yeah, I'm looking. Jealously guarded. Now look at that, man. Yeah, God. What I wouldn't give to go gray.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I wish I would have gone gray at 25.
I knew a guy in high school. He was prematurely gray.
Did he go bald too, or is he just gray?
No. He was nice head of hair. It was just gray.
Perfect, dude. It's just like what's his name from oh man, Twin Peaks.
Leon. Oh yeah.
No, not Leon.
Leland.
Leland goes bald overnight. Oh, that's so cool. All right. So that's pretty much us catching up with each other. That's over. Let's talk about stuff that you read last week.
All right.
Why don't you tell me what you read?
Well, I read this Amazing Spider-Man issue.
That very issue?
I did. It has the rhino in it.
Yeah, that looks like Rhino.
So this cover is done by the series artist Ryan Ottley.
Good.
But the interior illustrator is Chris Bacalo.
I'm sorry. Stop me if I'm wrong, but you just said the cover was done by series illustrator Ottley, but the interiors are done by somebody who's not the series illustrator. So
Ryan Ottley did the first storyline, and then there was a break where he had someone else fill in, and then he came back for a couple issues, and now Bacalo's back on.
So is he no longer the series illustrator?
I think he'll be coming back.
He's just taking a little break.
It's actually a little upsetting because Ryan Ottley got a near monthly Invincible out all the time with Robert Kirkman through Image.
Yeah.
And maybe there was a break in between, but he was like the continual artist. And now he's not doing that.
Yeah, that's tough.
Look at my dog.
Yeah, I see that.
Anyway.
He's waiting. He's ambushing. So the next person that comes too close, he's ambushing that person with licks.
Yeah.
I know that dog. I've met him.
Well, Ryan Otley is an okay illustrator on Invincible, but I was not really thrilled to hear that he was going to be doing Amazing Spider-Man.
You were not?
Nah, he's just okay. He's not real.
He's a workhorse.
It used to be that Amazing Spider-Man was, you put really big names on that, or at least you'd think there'd be really big names on it.
You would. It's their most popular character.
And I respect Ryan Otley's work, but again, you don't think of a workman being like super special.
Not very young, at least.
Yeah, I know. You could go back. Well, and then the other thing is, I really just don't think it's been as good as his Invincible work either. Anyway, that's not trying to bring it down. It's been good. I know there's people that like it. Let's try and not open up to a advertisement. There you go.
I hate that.
Yeah, so I did a good job there. This is a good representation of what Bacalo looks like.
I still think we need another light on the actual images.
Well, let me see what I can do.
For the future, it's something to think about, because without proper lighting, you don't get the colors right.
Well, these colors are pretty dull.
It's not the point. It's not the point.
It's not the point. So there's like 3 things that happen in this entire issue.
Okay.
Basically, the Lizard and his family have dinner with Peter Parker and Mary Jane.
As the Lizard?
Yeah, he can change back and forth. There's all sorts of exposition explaining why he can, well, basically be alive, since he and his family have been dead or something like that. And there's another dinner going on where Aunt May is having a dinner with her dead husband's lawyer. And the lawyer kind of hits on her, and she is not appreciative of it.
That's a man for you. That's just a man. What a piece of work.
Trying to get in on
always pushing their way around.
Not cool at all. Anyway, she's leaving, and then she picks up some bum from outside who's getting hassled by people, and she takes him back into the same restaurant and is going to she's gonna give this guy a good dinner on her lawyer's dime.
Oh, so it's revenge?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, that's appropriate. That's appropriate.
Yeah. There's the Rhino crashes in for some reason that's really not important, except it's in that restaurant.
The food's that good.
And then Spider-Man eventually shows up as he's initially walking with Mary Jane down the streets of New York. Anyway, it's a pretty good issue.
All right, good.
Yeah, I mean, it ends on a cliffhanger. Who knows? Aunt May might die.
No, Aunt May can't die.
Yeah.
Aunt May can't die.
She has died before, and
that is not going to allow it.
That the fact that Aunt May has died and come back to life is one of Marvel fans that exist from then still are upset with that.
That Aunt May died?
Well, that she died and the way she came back. It was horrible to begin with, but if they had to go and do it, they didn't need to do a crazy retcon of the series like they did. It's pretty famous. It's one more day, I think is what it was called.
Yes, okay.
And yeah, a lot of people don't like that.
Hey, Uel, I want to play an audio track for you.
All right.
It's not really relevant, but you reminded me of it when we were talking just now. I don't know if it'll come through very well, so I'm going to put the microphone right up by the speaker.
All right.
Hold on.
Employees, the bank. So many of them, and they're all so easily upset.
I think it needed to be a little louder.
Don't worry, man. I'm going to make that really loud someday. You know where that comes from?
I don't even know what it was. I could barely hear it.
Okay, so what he said was, there's so many of them, and they're so easily upset. That's what he said.
I see.
Do you know where that comes from? That comes from, it came from an episode of Midsummer Murders.
Mm.
You have no idea how happy I am with that soundbite.
Make it loud.
Oh, I will. Don't worry. Just like they do. Okay, so that looks like Tom King's book. That's what's her name? Barda?
Yeah, Big Barda.
That's beautiful Barda.
Big, yeah, beautiful Barda. Yeah, big, beautiful Barda. Exactly.
Huh. So tell me that look. I mean, it's got to be. Is that a like special cover?
This is the secondary, the variant cover. Yes, this is called Female Furies.
I'm sorry. Is this Tom King's book or not?
No, it's not. This is Female Furies. Mr. Miracle is the one you're thinking about.
I am thinking. What's up, Eugene? Well, I don't think we've ever shown Eugene before. I don't think he's ever been on camera.
Yeah, I was hoping he'd get the dog because I think the dog feels like it's trapped right there, even though there's plenty of open space.
Well, the dog can be a ding-dong. You know that.
So this book had a lot of people upset with it.
Why is that?
It's kind of like a Me Too movement comic.
Okay.
Where the males of Apocalypse, which is where Darkseid and the female Furies come from, he's kind of like a Harvey Weinstein type.
Darkseid?
And everybody, yeah, exactly. And everybody, all the males, it's like, it's a big old patriarchy is a horrible thing, and these women are demeaned and made to, do the lowliest of chores, even though they, should be, the top fighting people.
Okay.
In Apocalypse.
Okay.
I think the elements of it. Firstly, I like it a lot. I want to let you know that right now.
The book itself.
I think Cecil Castellucci does a really good job at art. Adriana Mello is really good and has a bunch of different styles that go through the book. There's a kind of like then and now situation going on, and you see Granny Goodness when she's Granny Goodness, and then you see her as a younger Goodness. Ms. Goodness maybe is what she's called. And from the very beginning, you can see there's a scene where Darkseid tells Goodness that he wants his mother killed. And here they are fighting. And even though the struggle is going on, Darkseid's assistant, Desaad, throws Goodness a potion, as you can see down here. And she pours that vial, the potion, in Darkseid's mother's mouth. And then she dies. And when Darkseid comes in and asks if she's dead, Desaad says, "Yes, I killed her." And Granny Goodness doesn't get the credit that she's deserved, kind of like boardroom meetings and stuff like that.
Yeah, some man took credit for it.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Okay.
Here you see the fighters that she has going on, that she's training, and they don't get all the recognition that they deserve, and that stinks. And there's like all sorts of scenes where she's like, so it's nice. There's some juxtaposition in this scene right up here where I'm going to point with my finger. She comes to a meeting late.
It's not really on screen, just for your.
Yeah, I'm sorry. And then later on, you see years ago when Darkseid propositioned her and basically said, "Hey, get with me or else, you're going to get pushed down to the lowest ranks possible." She comes back to a meeting and it's like super late. And then she's given the task of taking over the where the kids are born, can't think of the word.
Nursery.
The nursery, thank you.
On Dune, we'd call it a creche or a creche.
There you go. And I think all of that makes for a very good story at the end.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but does that imply that she did not get together with Harvey Weinstein and therefore she got relegated to a crap job?
She does, actually. So she still gets the crap job, even though she did succumb to him. But she did get a job nonetheless, and it is in control. So when he says you're going to be in control of the nursery, he says, these are the most important people. These are the people that you're going to bend to my will. And that is very important. And later on in the book, she has an instance where she can basically pimp out one of her female Furies, and actually does so with the promise of future things that are going to like happen for her. Wow. So I think it's a really good story in that regard. The only thing that really holds it up for me as a complete story is that if we're talking within the DC universe and what Darkseid and what Apocalypse is, you got to realize Apocalypse is one of the dankest, dirtiest, most despair, filled environments you can ever live in. And Big Barda, who breaks away from the Furies in Apocalypse, is a real piece of work. Even then, at that time, she was, maybe big and beautiful, but she was a bad lady also. So, and Granny Goodness is a torturer. She tortures people all the time. And there's instances in here where she kind of gets upset in front of Darkseid, and the character Darkseid would just basically Omega beam her, with his like eyes, his eye beams. If she were to like talk back at him in front of, who cares, men or women, it doesn't matter. He would have just blasted anybody that showed him disrespect. So he doesn't ask or need to suggest that someone needs to sleep with him. Darkseid, the way I kind of interpreted him, of course, I never thought of him as any kind of sexual being.
That's not comics, man. That's why.
He has a son. Obviously, he's got lucky at least once, but I don't think it's lucky when it's Darkseid. He'll take what he wants. He doesn't need to suggest that you're going to get anything out of it. But as far as the story, and as far as taking the characters and like tweaking them, I thought it was very good.
Okay.
So there you go.
Nice.
Jason Aaron's Avengers.
Hang on, because we're not done with that yet. That is the way comic books can mature still, that they haven't done yet. I mean, comics are still under the impression that they're for kids, but they're really not anymore. Do kids really read comics more than adults?
It depends. Yes. Well, I'm sorry. I don't mean to be so wishy-washy about that. We have our all ages section, but who do kids?
Well, okay.
Yes, we still have lots of kids coming in buying comic books.
Of course you do. But the reason I asked that question is that comics have always been kind of like Doctor Who in the sense that it doesn't really treat with sex, there are comics that do, but not from DC or Marvel.
Not usually.
Yeah, so to include that kind of material and to include, well, it's topical, yes, but it's kind of it's got a very dirty power structure to it, right? So to jump straight into dealing with sex, its implications, and the kind of dirty use of it for power gain is a weird choice, in my opinion.
Right. Maybe. Yeah, and I don't know. It feels like this. I have heard people suggest that it was a story that was going to be written regardless of who the characters were.
Yeah, I believe that.
And it definitely feels that way.
Yeah.
But if we're not talking continuity, a little spin on a character is not that big a deal.
Yeah, I agree. I want to live in a meritocracy, so I feel for the women, of Apocalypse not being given the credit that they are due and the equal treatment, equal pay and all that. So, more power to them.
Hey, you know what your pay on Apocalypse is?
0?
Squalor. Yeah, exactly.
Squalor.
Nothing.
You're paid in squalor. Man,
yeah,
that's
exactly.
armor. Don't give me that shit. Excuse my language. Barda has nice armor, and she got that nice armor in Apocalypse. So that must.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. Well, see, that's the other thing is that the Furies and Granny Goodness have always had a, like, if you read the well, maybe not the Kirby stuff as much because he's not the best, writing storyteller. But in other incarnations of the New Gods, those characters have played, fairly strong roles. I mean, they weren't just like secondary characters. Big Barda's the star because she's the hero that, separated from them.
Yeah.
But everybody knows, I mean, Granny Goodness is scary. If you watch like the Superman cartoon from like the 90s, I think B. Arthur voiced that character, and it's scary.
A product of her environment, like we all are.
Yeah, right. Exactly. And anyway, I thought it was a good book. And
all right, good. Yeah. Good. You will read episode 2?
Oh yeah. And I like the art a lot. There was a lot of good transitions. It felt like Kirby, felt a little current, good stuff.
Okay, good to go. What do you got next?
All right, Avengers.
Oh, and by the way, we noticed that you slandered Kirby. It's no big deal, but we noticed.
I didn't slander him.
Yeah, you did.
An artist not being the greatest writer is hardly slander.
I think that qualifies.
I don't think so.
Anyway,
he rests too heavily on coincidence. Anyway, Avengers number 14.
Okay.
This is the vampire war that's going on. In previous issues, the Avengers rescued Blade, who was manacled.
Ooh, he's a vampire.
Blade, the vampire hunter?
Yeah.
They found him in like Transylvania or something like that, Romania.
What a cliche.
And he was like in some like cellar, like chained up.
Again.
And so they rescued him.
Yep.
Anyway, he was like near death and they saved his life.
Sure they did.
So now there's this big old vampire war. Oh, look at that. No ads. Look at that. That's Blade.
Yeah.
Just tearing into a vampire there.
Is that a character from Fallout sitting on that chair?
Couldn't tell you, sir.
That looks like power armor to me.
Yeah, well, there is definitely some power armor.
All right.
So there's this big old war going on, and it's between like Dracula and like other vampires that are trying to rise up, be Lord of the Vampires, stuff like that. And that's pretty much what all this issue is. There's some hints of future problems with Ghost Rider and, where his power comes from. Here's a good scene with Captain America in front of a church telling a bunch of vampires, "You ain't coming in, and I got crosses for days."
Yeah.
And it's pretty cool. I like that. Captain America. Yeah. Let me see. There was something where he says something about, I don't know what it was, something about not falling on your knees. Oh, there's a big old Stan Soapbox advertisement. There was a good moment. Oh, here, let me show you this. I'm going to move this so you can actually see it. She-Hulk picks up Ghost Rider, puts him in his car, and throws his car at some of the vampires. That is a variation on the fastball special, and she called it a fireball special.
That's funny.
Oh yeah, and up on the top of that page, you can see that little demon that's been talking to Ghost Rider. Nobody else can see it.
Yeah.
Anyway, this guy in the power armor and the big old dog, he's called the Shadow Colonel.
Okay.
And he goes with the Avengers and gets interrogated by Blade. But all sorts of bad stuff happens at the end, and I really, really can't wait to read the next issue.
Really?
Yeah, it's fun, dumb fun. Fun.
I was not expecting you to say that you were looking forward to the next Avengers.
Oh, I've been reading it a lot and liking it a lot, too.
Okay.
Yeah, David Marquez is the artist. Another fill-in, but very good stuff.
Yeah, look good.
One last book that I read.
Yeah.
Uncanny X-Men 11.
Okay. Where is it?
It's right in front of you.
Oh, there it is. I'm looking at the delayed version. I'm a dummy.
Oh,
hold on. Let's fix that right now.
So this brings Cyclops back into the X-Men universe.
Okay.
We saw how he came back in the annual, but this is going forward. And he's trying to pick up the pieces of the X-Men and try and find out where the ones that had been in the comic book prior to his coming over. I know that didn't make sense.
Yeah, can you start over with that whole thing? Like,
all right, let me try one more time.
This is
so Cyclops has shown up,
but
the other X-Men that were in the book prior to his showing up have disappeared.
Oh, so it's like, oh, he went to the underside or whatever it's called. That's where he is.
Yeah, well, he had died, yes.
Okay.
But now he's back alive.
The upside down, that's what.
And Wolverine was also dead, but now he's back alive.
Marvel Zombies Part 2.
Maybe like Alive Undead. I don't know.
Okay.
Anyway, let's try 3 for 3.
3 for 3.
All right, look at that. So Salvador LaRocca has a kind of Photoshop-y art style.
Yeah.
He does an okay job and can get his stuff out usually quite frequently. That's not necessarily a ringing endorsement. Anyway, Cyclops is going around and trying to find other mutants. He gets in a fight with people and blah, blah, blah. Oh, yeah, he meets...
David Tennant.
Is that who that is?
I don't know, dude. David Tennant with glasses.
Cyclops is a very good fighter. I want you to know he put Wolverine down.
Did he really?
At one time, yeah.
Huh.
So Cyclops goes into the tunnels of the Morlocks.
Ooh.
The Morlocks are the underground ugly mutants of the Marvel Universe.
Yeah.
And here he meets Jono. And that's Chamber. Chamber blew off half his face when he didn't know how to use his powers. And now I guess he's leading them down here, the Morlocks, which is weird. And he's a Brit, too.
Okay.
He told Cyclops, basically, get the F out. And then later on, Cyclops gets in a situation where all of the bad guys, let me see if I can get a good picture in on this.
Oh, fish in the barrel, I can tell.
All the bad guys showed up when he was like hanging out at his former school. The former school, I should say, the Mutant Academy. And all these bad guys, you got Reavers and you got these human purifier guys and all sorts of people coming to attack Cyclops, and then Wolverine shows up. And there's a big old fight. That should make everybody feel really good about the comic book. These guys working together. Oh, there's that soapbox again. And I thought it was a pretty good issue. There's a few other things by other people in it. But overall, the main story was pretty good. I'm not a big Matthew Rosenberg fan, but I thought it was a good first issue for him on his own.
Keep saying that. Hey, there's a comment. Answer the question, please, because I don't know.
Right. Oh, maybe he is an Aussie. I always thought he was British, though.
Boythy? You just pronounced it Aussie.
I said Aussie. Oi, oi, oi.
Aussie.
I don't know. I stand corrected. There's always Wikipedia.
I'm gonna go with the guy with the comic book store doesn't know what he's talking about.
God, I would be horrible not to know. Can you talk for a sec?
No.
Then forget it. Why don't you look Chamber up?
Who?
Chamber.
Yeah, I know.
Gosh, I don't know. Actually, he was from Generation X, I think is what it was called.
Hold on, we're almost there. He's a fictional superhero. Oh, I'll get there, man. Don't worry. I'll let you know in just a minute.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Well, So yeah, X-Men. It also had a backup story by. Oh, let's find out who they are. I'm gonna open it up one more time.
It says a British mutant, Jono, possessed the ability to cast energy blasts from his chest. Is that right?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, that sounds good.
I mean, is that not the same character or what?
Yeah, that's who it is.
Jono.
Although I said Jono, but
I don't know how you say it, man.
I don't know. Well, you know,
it's not like it's shouldn't rhyme with Bono, right?
Ooh.
Or is it Bono?
Well, then he'd be Irish, right?
I don't know.
Oh wait, Bono?
It's just Jono.
Bono.
Bono.
Yeah.
Bono. Bono. Bonobo.
Oprah.
Anyway, he says he's British.
All right, very good.
So I'm sorry, Mike, but we're gonna have to ban you.
No, just disqualify. That's all.
I'm kidding. I don't even know how to do that, so don't worry about it. You're totally safe.
Hey, Lewel.
What's up?
Who's your favorite director?
Of what, movies?
Yeah, movies.
I don't have one, dude.
What about if you had a writer director? Do you have one?
Nope. Maybe.
It's not Kevin Smith.
It's definitely not Kevin Smith. He would be down there pretty low with my Kevin Costner collection.
What?
I can't stand either one of those Kevins.
You don't like Mallrats?
Not really.
What about Clerks?
Don't like it at all.
I'd live that life, man. Let me tell you.
Well, yeah, that's why I don't like it.
Ugh. That milk thing is true.
Well, whatever.
So he's writing this book right here.
Oh, that's Hit Girl.
Yeah, she's in Hollywood now. See, get it?
Yeah, I get it.
See, she was in Colombia, and she was in Canada, and then she was in Rome, and now she's in Hollywood, and it's going to be written by Kevin Smith. I don't know who the artist is. This is coming out tomorrow.
It doesn't say. It looks very bad.
You think that looks bad?
Yes.
Yeah. It's too manga or animated style for you?
It looks like a cartoon, yeah.
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 But it's violent.
I don't that's not what does it for me, dude.
Okay. I bet it's funny.
That might do it for me.
All right.
But the look of that book, at least that one panel was really bad.
Oh, man. You have a Kevin Costner collection?
I told him it's a collection of hates.
Oh, I see. I didn't realize.
Hey, who is this person, Pernell Oram?
That's the artist.
Who is Pernell or Pernell?
I couldn't tell you. This is a new person to me. I couldn't tell you at all. Probably in the past, when I didn't know who the artist was, it was somebody that Kevin Smith knew.
Okay. Well,
it definitely looks like an Archie comic or something.
Let me see the cover again real quick.
That's a different person, though.
It is?
That's Francavilla, maybe? I'm not sure.
Well, I no longer care, so I'm not looking at it now.
All right, now I'm going to excite you. Oh, yeah, pay attention. Do you see any feet on this cover?
I do not.
Tell me if you do now. Yeah.
Ta-da. Is that Rob Liefeld?
That's a Rob Liefeld right there.
He listened to us. He heard this show and was like, I will learn to draw feet.
From a week ago, he learned that and he got this printed.
Yes. Look at those classy feet. Who did he copy those off of? You know,
come on, seriously, anybody can do that.
Did he go and steal the feet of and then paste them in place and then trace them? Who did he do that from? Whose feet are those?
Maybe the inker worked on it.
Those are not Rob Liefeld feet.
Yeah, sure they are.
No.
Come on, they're not even that good.
You're right, they're not.
I mean, you made me. I mean, I'm usually the defender of no feet on covers. But yeah, so there you go. Rob, 2 weeks in a row, got a cover.
something. I guess so. Got a cover. I mean, like, I thought he was done personally.
No, he's going to be doing a new Marvel series coming up.
I am not excited.
It's going to be a 6-issue miniseries. He's going to write all of it and draw the first and last issue.
Oh.
And you want to know what it's called?
It's going to be a weekly, isn't it?
I doubt it. Maybe. Who knows? Yeah. It's going to be called Major X.
Shut the fuck up. Shut up. That is the worst. That man is still living in the 90s.
Yeah, well, so are a lot of people, I'll have you know.
No. This is different. This is like Bruce Springsteen's glory days. That's what this is.
You just said he learned to draw feet. Obviously, his glory days are still ahead of him.
He's living in the 90s.
Yeah, well, even still.
What's the book called?
We were looking at Superman right now.
No. Forget Superman. This is
Major X.
Major X.
Yeah.
Come on, dude. Come on. Hold on. If he's watching this episode, that is a terrible, terrible character name, Mr. Liefeld. Terrible. Grow up.
Grow up.
Grow
Dude, that guy looks, I mean, he looks like an old young man. You know what I mean?
Who, Superman?
Like, he's still so fresh-faced and vibrant, and like he looks like he has a sense of wonderment that will never leave him, you know?
Yes. My cousin Bob, he got kicked by
but he's old.
He looks the same way.
Rob's only like a couple years older than me.
Well, look how far he's come as well.
I would love to see
he can draw some feet now. Look at that.
Anyway, yeah, pretty cool cover. All right for Rob.
It's not bad. Superman looks like a ding dong though.
Well, there is like a Botox kind of face going on right now.
That's a very good. That is that is it exactly. He looks like a Botox dude,
or a facelift maybe.
Maybe. I think your first one was right on. Cool. And he's like only working out the glamour muscles.
I mean, seriously, I mean, I personally like Superman when he's a little bit thinner anyway. Yeah, he's not a guy that needs to be showing off his six-pack or probably even need one, you know.
I mean, dude, Superman could be a fat guy sitting on a couch eating potato chips and he'd still be Superman.
Oh, now that is a take on Superman that really hasn't been done.
Yes, it has. It's the Incredibles. That old
right. Yeah, but that guy's probably a Superman.
He's pretty much their Superman. Yeah, he like in that world, he's the most powerful superhero who's like fallen into fatherhood and gained a couple pounds and still he's Superman, but his outfit doesn't fit right.
So
if we had this conversation 30 years ago, we would own Pixar. Yeah.
So we got part 2 of a Superman story that Bendis is writing.
Okay.
His son came back to Earth. And at the end of the last issue. No. And at the end of the last issue, he says that his grandfather's nuts. So it sounds like that he's escaped his grandfather, come run into his dad. And I don't know what's going to go on, but it's got really nice artwork by Ivan Reis.
Oh, yeah, he's good.
Yeah, he's good. Bendis always gets good artists to work with him.
That's how Bendis makes himself look good.
Well, it helps.
Doesn't hurt.
Let's try one more page. Let's see what we can do.
Get an ad. Come on. Oh,
look at that.
Look at that fist. That is gonna hurt. That is gonna hurt.
I've been enjoying this series. I have a lot of hate for Bendis, but
I know it's fun to hate on it too, though. That was a nice cover or a nice spread, man. That was good.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
My dog's acting up.
Yeah, that's all right. He's small enough you can still flush him down the toilet if you wanted to.
Wow. Not our toilet here, though.
Well, no, of course you don't do it. You do it in a public toilet like down in the BART,
Oh, I see.
You don't ruin your own stuff. Yeah.
I see.
Yeah. Gideon Falls, though, huh?
Yeah.
Is this number 11?
Yeah, it is.
Holy smokes.
It's not a neat cover.
It is nice, yeah.
I think Sorrentino does really fun stuff.
I agree.
And usually the artwork inside matches. I like Sorrentino actually quite a bit. He did recently an Iron Fist only issue of Avengers, and that was really cool.
Okay.
But he has a way of doing stuff in his art where he tells a story with a lot of different pieces of pictures that, you know, you kind of have to put together.
Yeah.
At the end of the last issue, two of our main characters, it looked like they were entering the same place, which is, you know, Black Barn related or Red Barn related. I forget what color they use.
Okay.
It's pretty cool. I really like this story. It's dark.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that one.
God, this definitely got a Twin Peaks feel to it.
Yeah, without a doubt. I don't want to look too much far ahead. I don't want to spoil it for myself or anybody else, but I really like this series a lot.
Wait. Is this coming out tomorrow?
Yeah, these are all tomorrow books.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize we'd moved on to the...
All right. I kind of just started doing that.
Okay. Well, for those of you watching, this is coming out tomorrow.
Yeah, the Superman,
Superman,
the Hit Girl, and the Gideon Falls are all coming out tomorrow.
Oh, no kidding. Even Superman?
Yeah.
Oops. Anyway.
Maybe I won't talk bad about that Hit Girl art anymore.
Oops.
That's good looking stuff.
Conan. Look, dude, that skeleton is putting the feels up on Conan.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's a foot.
That's a foot. Okay. I thought it was a
foot. It's like, get away from me.
Grabbing him by the boob. What are you doing? You can't trust skeletons. They're the worst. They will grab your boob.
Yeah, they will. Now, him, on the other hand, he needs to look muscly.
Conan? Yeah, you wouldn't believe him otherwise.
Yeah, right.
What is it? His most powerful muscle is actually his brain. And what I want to know is, are people underestimating Conan in this issue? And if they do they die for it? Because that is, to me, that's Conan.
I would hope most definitely someone's going to die if they underestimate Conan.
And they always do. That's his gift. You know, they think he's just such a stupid barbarian. Anyway, so question, who's doing the art on this?
On this cover or on the inside?
The interior.
The interior is done by Ron Garney.
Can you give us one frame or something?
Oh, gosh, I can't wait. I like Ron Garney a lot. And when I heard he was going to be doing Savage Sword, I thought that was fantastic because, well, I had hoped that it would be like the original Savage Sword, which was too much to ask, but magazine-sized and in black and white. And when I heard Ron Garney was doing this, the thought that he'd be doing it in black and white was too much, you know, to... Anyway, look at that. If this was in black and white...
I can see it. God. I mean, I can totally see it in black and white.
God, look at that ship, though.
Yeah.
Look at Conan eating that shark.
Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah.
Wow. What a savage.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, really looking forward to this. This is written by Jerry Dugan. And usually he writes a little bit more humorous stuff.
Okay.
So when Jason Aaron was announced that he was going to be doing the Conan series, everybody was like, well, that's a book that he was meant to write. Really? I don't think anybody would think that of Jerry Dugan.
Okay.
But
oh, right. Okay.
I've read things of his that I have liked in the past.
Yeah.
That I didn't think I was going to like, but they were usually Deadpool related. So again, you know, a little bit more humor.
Right.
He did recently for Marvel write the Infinity, one of those Infinity miniseries, which is all just, you know, superhero action.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, hopefully this is a good story. I'm really looking forward to it. It looks like it's a pirate ship kind of situation.
Yeah.
Maybe Sinbad-y.
You know what we call that in the mystery world?
What's that?
It's a tea cozy.
Very good.
It's contained. That nobody's gonna get off that ship except Conan.
Yeah.
Only
well,
Conan
yeah,
gets off that ship.
This might be like a Gru the Wanderer kind of thing.
See, I saw that. Like, I want to say I saw that online today, and I didn't know what they were talking about. Now I do.
What do you mean?
I saw somebody say, "Is this Gru the Wanderer or is this Conan?"
Oh, I see.
That was a headline on a website I was looking at.
Okay, very good.
For one of their articles.
Yeah, because Gru the Wanderer, anytime he was on a ship, it would sink. So like it was like a running joke, and of course the same shipbuilders like, oh no, Gru's coming, I got to get out of here, type of thing.
Yeah.
Oh, Sergio Aragones.
God, it's true though. Like my buddy Phil, who also was on the podcast with us, when I met him originally, long time ago, when I was like in junior high or whatever, he really liked Sergio Aragones, Gru, the Wanderer. That was one of his collections, and Conan. He was collecting those two comic books, probably a few others as well, but like I knew him to like those two very much, and it's just ironic to me. It's a good story. Anyway, moving on.
Just to let you know,
yeah,
in the back of this, there's a part one of a new Conan novella in the back.
Who wrote that?
I don't know, some person.
Dude, come on, that's
words without pictures. Give me a break.
Okay.
Does this look good to you?
Wonder Twins? No.
Yeah.
Why should it?
I don't know. Maybe.
I'm just being honest, man. No, I wouldn't
pick it up on
the shelf.
All right, so I grew up watching a lot of cartoons, and I really liked, the superhero cartoons the most.
Okay.
And the Wonder Twins were two characters that were created to probably, be younger characters for younger people that were watching the cartoon.
Yeah, sure.
And they're a brother and sister duo that when they, I think they have to bump fists or something like that. And one would turn into water-based something, and then the other would turn into an animal-based something.
Okay.
So usually dude's turning into like a bucket of water, and she's turning into a crow to carry it.
Interesting.
Yeah, lame, I know. Anyway, Wonder Comics is Brian Michael Bendis's new imprint through DC Comics, which are supposed to be geared towards younger readers.
Okay.
And he's doing the Wonder Twins. Well, he's not. He was overseeing it, and Mark Russell, the writer of Exit Stage Left, The Flintstones, recently Lone Ranger for Dynamite, is writing this book, and I don't know who Byrne is, but it's definitely not John. Looks pretty good.
Did you say Jason Bourne?
I did not say Jason Bourne.
Oh, that's a pity.
So anyway, it looks like they're aliens that are trying to fit into Earth life. Looks like America. There's a famous scene already where they're talking about their cultures and in school, and they talk about this crazy sex act that goes on when the lightning hits their you can see that right there. Oh, thunder and lightning drives them crazy.
That's funny.
And there's a big old sex, and it's like, what does it say? Adults go all crazy, and then like some people turn into animals, and yeah, it's just crazy.
And this is for children.
Well, I think it's supposed to be a funny moment, but as you can see that the kids down here in the corner aren't too keen on what they're listening to.
Yeah, but what age are we talking about here?
Probably like in your teens.
Okay.
Younger readers, not youngest readers.
Yes, okay.
DC has their DC superhero girls, and then they have their Wonder Twins, which I guess is like, like 13 and up,
Yeah, I would say it's got to be teen stuff.
Yeah.
You want something slightly titillating, but nothing explicit.
Right, and the thing is
awkward, weird.
Judy Blume existed when I was a kid. Anyway,
I don't get that joke, and I know that I should.
She did a lot of stuff that was about growing up and talking about diddling yourself and stuff like that.
Oh, good for her.
Yeah, good for them.
What?
I shouldn't be reading that book. This is all about girls.
Oh, right.
Anyway.
Yeah, no, you were curious. You're like, what do girls?
No, it was just stuff that was thrust in front of me.
Oh, never mind. Let's okay. So
well,
you
read
comes out tomorrow,
book and you have to read them all.
Maybe. What's behind the Wonder Twins?
So this is my last book for tomorrow that I'm talking about.
Wonder Twins.
So you ready for it?
Oh yeah, I'm ready.
All right. Here's Tom King's Mr. Miracle.
That is a collection.
That's a collection.
That is a beautiful collection.
Yeah. So that won an Eisner Award for Best Writer and Best Artist last year.
Wow.
And it finished this year. So there's a good chance they'll win it again.
Wow.
And yeah, each issue was pretty much a work of art. And I thought it was really good. It was interesting how the characters were portrayed. Kind of like not unlike that female Furies. It has a sort of different take on the characters. And it doesn't necessarily jive with everything we've ever known with them. But so I don't know how it totally works as far as continuity with the characters is concerned. I don't really care, because as a standalone story, it is just really, really good. And it's powerful and it looks excellent. And yeah, great collection. I'm very excited it's out. I've been waiting for it for some time. I have all the issues, or I did. But
what do you mean you did? What did you do with them?
I brought them back and I packaged them up and I sold them.
The whole set to a customer?
Yeah, to a customer.
All right.
Here's a great effect that is used in the book almost exclusively throughout the series, the 9-panel grids.
Yep.
These aren't my most favorite 9-panel grids, but most people don't work this way anymore.
Yeah.
It's all about big, beautiful, lavish pictures.
Yep.
But sometimes when you're trying to like slow it down just a little bit and really tell a story, having a few more panels is actually quite preferred, I think.
I mean, yeah, but it's a lot more work. It has to be.
Definitely. I mean, there's some clipping and pasting, I'm sure, going on in there, because there's a lot of like repetition going on.
Yeah, sure.
There's a lot of black spaces, but it's just so artfully done. I really enjoyed the series a lot.
Yeah, I enjoyed it as well. Yeah. Although I haven't finished it. So
although I would suggest that Entertainment Weekly being the #1 thing said about the book.
I would put that on the back cover, or
not the way to go at all.
Inside back cover, maybe.
Let's look at the back cover.
Yeah, let's.
We've got the Hollywood Reporter and Paste Magazine. Oh, Vulture, everybody. GQ. Wired? I get all my comic book news from Wired. Hoo-hoo-hoo.
Well, more likely GQ, right?
That's all crap right there. Yeah.
Huh.
I love, comic books.
Flip it back over, man. There's more interesting things to look at than that sloppy back cover.
Comic books have such an identity problem that they're always happy to
I'm legitimate. I'm legitimate.
Genuflect to other people outside the industry.
Yeah. Well, they've been a shit upon industry since their get-go.
Yeah.
It's the redheaded stepchild of the literature market.
Yeah. And the thing is that, how many how many arts have we created as, I mean, this is, I mean, we can debate it like and how it actually came about or when it, a comic book actually was created. But, this is pretty much an American art form.
Yeah.
And we don't have many of those in America.
Okay. I mean, I think we have plenty of good stuff.
Well, we have great people that do art,
Mike is very funny.
Created art. It's usually said jazz and comics.
Jazz and comics. Oh, for the arts.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I suppose. Sure. I mean, I don't know, man. Whatever. It's fine. Yes, it was invented in America.
Well, I'm not arguing that point. What I'm saying is that we don't have a whole lot of things that we can actually hang our hats on when it comes to being the first to do something when it comes to that.
Huh. Maybe. We're a younger nation though. That's the thing.
Sure.
But well, it doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. It doesn't matter.
It does if comic books is one of them, and we diss it so much. I mean, in Japan, they still love it. It's a real art form, and they're everything. So is animation.
You and I both know that that is also true. It's just got a very shallow appeal here. The market is
well, if it can't be exploited to become a mug or a T-shirt at Walmart or a movie, then what use is it?
Right, because we're all about the money.
I don't think we'll be seeing Mr. Miracle in animated or movie form anytime soon. I don't think anybody wants to touch, with suicide and stuff. Not that way. Not in a major DC movie. Right. No matter how dark they want to go.
That's too bad. It's good. It's a good book.
Yeah, excellent book.
You look at the time.
I know, it's an hour already.
Yep. It is an hour already.
We do usually go a little bit longer.
No, I am pointing out that
only talking about comic books.
I am pointing out that it is 10 o'clock simply to let everybody here know that the show is officially over.
Oh, it's officially over.
It is. It's like we're done with whatever we had planned to do, right?
Right. Yeah, definitely.
That doesn't mean I'm going to stop broadcasting.
But
things that we're not.
I do have something I wanted to show you.
Oh, do show. I like seeing.
All right, you gotta sing everybody a song while I get that.
Batman. Is that good? Oh yeah, look at that. TLDR, the Black Company podcast. It is in iTunes. It is in Spotify. It's available on Buzzsprout and it's available on Stitcher. I think that's it. There might be one more. But thank you, Eugene.
All right. So I told you we've been buying comic books a lot lately from the public.
Yes.
Are you
going to show me?
Yeah, I'm going to show you something.
Ooh, I'm excited. I've always asked Uel to do this for me, and he never does.
So a buy came in. It was books, and it was trade paperbacks, original graphic novels.
Good, yeah.
A lot of comic books that most people don't really want to pay a lot for, and probably it's because it's not superhero. Probably just aren't going to care about. But there was some real good books like I don't know, like Johnny the Homicidal Maniac was in there. Wow, I think it was the first printing. That was kind of cool. And there were some superhero books in there, like some before Watchmen, but there was a couple of old ones. And one of them, and I'm going to show it to you because I just think it looks so.
The anticipation is killing me. Hurry up.
All right. So it's from 1965. And it's this Superman number 177.
Wait a minute. So your uncle would have read this issue,
but no, he would not have.
This is a 12-cent issue.
He only got 10-cent issues.
Oh, I'm sorry.
When it went up to 12 cents,
that's
my
when
Uncle Ron said no more.
Oh my god, that's
I'm
hilarious.
not getting ripped off no more.
Well,
I
yes,
want to let my Uncle Ron know that this is probably like a $69 book,
wow.
maybe more.
69, huh? Well, couldn't have been 68. It had to be 60.
Well, we're gonna actually grade it at the 69 price,
Okay.
but I'm gonna price it at the 9 price.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
At the so it's an 8. I really don't think it's as bad as an 8 necessarily because it's so old. You know, you want to give it a little bit more of
I
a
understand.
nudge.
Yeah, I get it. Do they do
But
that though, or do they just say it's from 19 whatever the hell and it gets a 7.8?
well, certain things like let's say if it was stamped on the cover,
Yeah,
then it would be a problem, or it would not be a problem.
because it was expected.
Yeah, this book looks so good. I was like, is this
So
a
it does improve the grading. See, I don't think that they should make exceptions for grading. The grading system should be across the board. That's just how
It's
it's done. You
true.
can't trust it unless it's uniform.
Yeah, without a doubt. And you know, that's why you say you're going to grade it here but price it here.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, down on the bottom left corners where's all the major problem is.
I can see it, but it's faint from the camera.
Yeah, I know. You're probably not going to be able to see it, and I'd hold it up closer, but it's really not that big a deal.
Yeah.
It's just worn.
Yeah, I get
And
it.
it's not even really bad. There's no cracks in the coloring of the staples are beautiful. The paper on the inside, this is where it gets really good. Okay.
Nice.
Who cares if I open an ad?
Woo.
Oh, look, I didn't.
It is
That
white.
is so white.
That is white.
In this case, I won't say it.
Not yellow at all.
I could eat off this. I feel like I could eat off of it.
That's very nice paper.
This is a really nice condition book. I'm going to turn it over so you can see the boring back.
Okay. Oh, cool. Oh, wow.
And you know, like I said, I thought, is this a reprint? Is what I thought.
Yeah, that's I would wonder.
And maybe I'm gonna look up this Aurora toy ad and make sure it was from 1965. But dang, this is a nice looking book. I just really appreciate that it's in as nice a condition as old it is.
How old?
I mean, it's only 65. That's not the hardest thing to do, you know, is find a nice condition comic, but you don't always do that. Say what?
Did you say 1965?
Yeah, 65.
Okay. I mean, I don't know. I mean, the paper makes me suspicious as well, but if it was a reprint, don't you think there would be some indication that it was a reprint?
Yeah, I don't see anything. But, you know.
Because that's very beautiful, but what else did you get?
Oh, just stuff.
Oh, come on, show me something.
I don't have anything else to show you. That's just the thing.
That's the highlight. How much what is reasonable to pay to buy that from your store?
I think it's reasonable. The thing is that most people aren't really in the market for like gold and silver age of like all the time, let's say.
Yeah.
And I don't know what to say. We put some up on eBay recently. And unless you have like a specific book, you know, it's not necessarily gonna, fetch a lot of money.
Okay.
I don't know what to tell you. I mean, maybe
as
we get known a little bit more, maybe people will come specifically for, our back issues and stuff like that.
Okay, fine. Now, but please answer the question ish. Like, what do you think is reasonable to pay for that?
I think it's worth paying like $70 to $100.
Oh, back to 69 again. I see. Please, sir, buy my job for next.
Yeah, that's how it usually is. I'm gonna price it at $100. I don't want it to go if it doesn't get me a lot of money. I like the look of it.
But yeah, it's a nice issue. Are you gonna put it up above your? Are you gonna grade it first of all?
You mean like CGC or do it art style?
No, I mean CGC. Send it away.
If I did that, then I would wonder whether or not I should press it so that corner looks better.
They charge for that.
That costs more money.
You're going to end up breaking even.
Yeah, so that's the thing. I'm not really into that anyway because it's not cool if I can't show you how white those pages are.
That is a good point.
And when it's CGC, you can't do that.
Not without
And
breaking the...
I mean, the thing is like, is a really neat, super special condition collection important to look at, or to know that you didn't F it up all those years and it's still together?
That depends on your perspective as a collector, right?
It just depends on what you're looking for.
Do you collect stuff that you love and like use it hard, or do you collect things for the purpose of just seeing them through to the future with as little damage as possible?
Yeah, well, there's some things like that. Some things in my comic book collection are to be read. Some are, I've read them and now I want a really special copy of it.
Yeah.
I usually want to at least have the decision on whether or not I'm going to open it and look at it. And that's what CGC, I can't do that.
No, I wouldn't do it, period.
Not for this.
No way.
And it doesn't really get you that much money more, especially if nobody's buying it.
Touche.
I mean, when I was at that comic book show, I bought what would be a $75 book for half off. So, this would be probably like, if you look at it that way, probably like a $50 book. So probably, I guess if you look at it that way, maybe this is like a $50 book, really.
Okay, so this is just my curiosity, but like, what would the book have to be worth? And let's just consider it a guaranteed sale, okay, for the purposes of our argument here. Sure. If it's a guaranteed sale, at what amount of money do you have to have? What does the book have to cost in that category to justify grading a book?
Okay, so you would maybe like it would be in, oh my goodness,
to make you bother. To make you bother. Like if it's $1,000 book and you're going to sell it, it's no problem. You send that off to the grader and it becomes, easier to sell, if nothing else.
Yeah, it definitely becomes
easier. For a $50 book that you're going to sell. I mean, like, where does it become worthwhile to do it?
Well, the thing is that you're adding at least $30 to $60 on the CGC, grading. So right. But let's say a book is $100, you're probably pricing it around $150.
Yeah, there's a markup associated with grading.
The thing is like, now you're asking me to buy a book just because it's in good condition and graded that way. When I mean, it's always different because I own the store, I see a lot more stuff. But if you're going out and actually hunting, you should. And it again, it's really difficult when you're buying comics from the 1980s and you're seeing such high prices because they were printed in a much higher quantity than they are these days.
Yeah.
And people knew by then how to take care of comic books. And even though most people don't do it so well, there are people that were doing it. I was doing it, other people were doing it. Some people would read it, put it in a bag. You don't know how hard they read it, you know. Sure. But I love it. People will call me up or come in without their books, and they'll say, "Oh yeah,
it's in really good shape.
How much are they? How much would I get for that?" And I said, "I don't know. I'll have to look at them and see them, and then decide if I need them." Yeah, but do you have like an idea how much they would run? And I said, "No, not unless I see them. They would, you don't know what the condition's going to be. They're in great condition." They're in perfect condition. They're in bags and boards. Let me tell you, I don't have one right here right now, and I wish I did. We probably need more light anyway. I have had bags where they're just yellow. And, you can see the comic book, but when you take it out and you start piling the bags on top of each other, it's opaque. You can't see through it.
Yeah.
And the boards will have the advertisement ingrained in the backing board like it was
it's like a transfer.
Pompeii, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the image of it on the back, and yeah, they were in bags and boards. I'm glad. Sometimes those boards are all cardboard and not even like white.
Yeah, so the acid's leaching through. Well, yeah. So I mean, that conditions everything with collectibles. Absolutely everything.
Yeah.
I mean, we're collectors. We can't help it.
Well, you know, it just depends. Again, I have a Keith Giffen collection, and Keith Giffen in the 90s was like scrag the bag because everything was coming poly bagged with a card or a poster or Superman's armband because he died. And he was like, get rid of that bag. It's poly, you know, it whatever it is, polyurethane. I don't know. It's gonna destroy your comic book if you keep it in it anyway.
Yeah.
You know, it's not, you know, you have to change your bags and boards every year. Boards less than every year, but bags you're supposed to change them every year.
Hey, I need to buy some bags, y'all. I didn't know that. Oh boy. I'm serious. I need some bags.
Okay.
Well, they're not that expensive. Do you have a website where I can buy absolutely common products? And
yeah, you go to BCW. That's where you should buy your bags.
My bags and boards. Not Amazon? You don't think I should buy them from Amazon?
I don't know. I'm sure you could buy it somewhere from Amazon. It's probably probably a BCW hub or something like that.
Yeah, sure. That'd be smart for them.
Yeah.
Yep. Let Amazon take care of the logistics. All right.
That's right. That's how it's going to be with comic books in the future. You want your paper product. They're going to be the distributor. They're going to destroy Diamond. Oh, let me tell you something that happened.
Yeah.
Before we leave. For real.
Okay.
We didn't get our Immortal Hulks number 13 last week.
Okay.
And it seems that a lot of stores in the area didn't get them.
Huh.
So there's a book to look out for in the this part of California. At least it's going to be a rare thing.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Sometimes when like something big is going to happen and like, you know, oh, the truck turns over or you know there's a fire or whatever.
Yep.
Things become scarce that you aren't expecting to become scarce, and you know you got to look out for that. So yeah, I don't know what we're gonna do.
Immortal Hulk what?
Number 13. So I had to finalize my order for number 14, and I'm like, you know, I don't know if people are gonna drop off because of this, and they haven't given me any assurances that they're gonna get a second print or anything like that.
Yeah.
So, oh, geez, yet another thing that's like so difficult to do when it's dealing with this stuff. But yeah, just a little insight.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
There's a thing. See, my perspective almost always comes from books because that's where I'm way more familiar, right?
Yeah, right.
There are regional scarcities in place that you can see in some books. And there's a book by Michael Bishop that was originally called Secret Ascension. And it is common as dirt in Texas. It's everywhere. It's in every used bookstore. It doesn't matter. It's everywhere. Out in California, never saw it. Maybe twice.
Yeah.
Yep. Weird. Just, you know, like not really what you'd expect, but that's whatever. I don't know. I can't explain it. I like that stuff, though. It's neat. It makes you wonder. That's it. Let's shut it down, Uel.
All right, man.
All right.
All right. Thanks everybody for tuning in.
Do we have a Twitter thing to put on the screen for people that want to follow you and know when the show's going live?
No, I do not. It's at Big Blue Uel. That's BIGBLUEUEL. That's it. That's at Twitter.
Good night.
Or you could follow the Fantastic Comics Twitter or Instagram account. I am doing a lot of work on the Fantastic Comics Instagram account. I am usually posting things that we buy, posting things that are out for sale. On the Twitter side, I usually put out the new things. I take pictures and post them if you're interested in that kind of stuff. But usually Instagram's the way to go.
Right on. Right on.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, I got it in the comments too, or the chat right now. Thank you.
Oh yeah, and also in the morning I'll put all the information if you want.
Tomorrow morning. Oh, you're gonna type in the please do.
All right.
That's great. Thank you. That'll keep me from I will not do it. So I'm glad that you are doing it.
Yeah, no problem.
Right. Thanks guys for showing up tonight. And Uel, stick tight. Good night, everybody.